Live with CDP Sports Talk, a weekly sports and entertainment podcast sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet. Live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And on audio via Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor FM, iHeart Radio, Amazon Music, Radio Public, and TuneIn. Now, here's your host, Chris Palme.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Season 12, Episode 43 overall, 648 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by our friends at Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership, located at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out their website, barrycullen.com, for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, along with their great selection of all-electric vehicles and Cadillac vehicles as well. You can call the dealership at 519-824-0210 and tell them Chris Palme sent you, or you can email them at info@barrycullen.com. Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership has been family run and operated here in the city of Guelph since 1969. And speaking of Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership, right now it's winter time here in Southern Ontario. The cold temps are back, the snow's back. If you're looking for quality winter tires, check out the Barry Cullen Chevrolet's service department. Either Greg Smith or Sarah Higgins will help you find the right winter tires for your vehicle. And also, with winter being here, it can cause your batteries to die as well. So right now at Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership, they'll do a free 12-volt battery check for free. And if you happen to need a new battery, they will give you a $20 rebate on top of that if you happen to need a new battery as well. So more details at barrycullen.com. I hope everyone is doing well on this cold, snowy Wednesday, January 14th, 2026 here in Southern Ontario. This has been an odd winter. We've had a 3 or 4 weeks of cool weather and snow, and then we've had the last 2 weeks of mild temperatures and losing more snow. So it looks like old man winter is back tonight as well. So I hope everyone's doing well on this. I can't believe it's already Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. 2026 really scares me. I still remember 1986, which was 40 years ago. But anyways, I'm looking forward to our guest tonight. This is her first appearance on our show, and I'm really excited to have her on. Her name is Kendra Erika. She is an acclaimed singer, songwriter, actress, and she just released a latest song called Golden Eye. Anyways, I do apologize. We're going to bring on Kendra Erika right now, and we're going to talk a little bit about her amazing music career and some of the latest songs she has worked on as well. So we're going to bring on Kendra Erika.
Hi.
I apologize for that. Sometimes being 53, you just forget, and I apologize for that.
No, it's not a 53 thing. It's the fact that Bond has 2 songs, one called Goldfinger and then the other one is Golden Eye. So, and Man with the Golden Gun. So there's just so much gold happening, which is why I'm doing this, because it's such a golden concept.
I got to ask you this. Have you always been a fan of the James Bond movies, or has it been the soundtracks that you were a fan of?
Both. Yes. Both synonymously. I mean, my dad showed me my first Bond film when I was really young, funny enough, at 7 years old. So, and I was just so captivated. Even at that young age, I was like, oh, I like Mr. Sean in a little dinner jacket. He looks so fine, you know. And then I like the fashion of the films and just like the exoticness of it, and the old Hollywood classic glitz and glam, and just the whole artifice of it. I really liked it, even at such a young age.
How many James Bond films have you seen in total so far?
I haven't counted them, but I have seen a lot of them. I know that there's like probably maybe 4, maybe 5 that I haven't seen yet, but and in everything there's a process, and you always have to leave something to look forward to. So I'm always uncovering things, as if you will.
Is there a particular favorite movie? And out of all the soundtracks on the James Bond, is there one song that particular is one of your favorites?
Diamonds Are Forever.
Diamonds Are, and I'm going to put you on the spot here. Out of all the James Bonds who have played James Bond, all the characters, which one would you say is probably the number one James Bond character?
For me personally, it would be Roger Moore. I know Sean is the OG, he's the original, but my personal preference is Roger Moore.
Now, are there any more James Bond's movies coming up in the future?
Any James Bond movies? Well, that's not a question for to ask me. That's a question to ask Mr. Bezos from Amazon, because now they have the rights.
I did not know that, so I guess I should ask him that. So, but
yeah, but I know that they're working on it. It's just that it's being not to get deep into it, but just what we've gone through in the past like few years, there's been a lot of like cultural push and pull, and should we go this way, should we go that way, should we appeal to this demographic or this party or that party. So when it comes to Bond, I mean, Bond is very masculine, the women are very feminine, they're in their natural roles, and that kind of conversation and that kind of topic has been controversial the last few years. So it's a matter of if we go this way, we're gonna lose this audience. If we go this way, we're gonna lose this audience. So like with anything, they're just trying to see if they can play it safe. But when it comes to Bond, you can't really play it safe, because Bond never played it safe.
Now, if they do make another reboot or remake of the movies, which current actor out there could you see playing James Bond?
Henry Cavill.
He did a pretty good Superman, by the way, and I'm very disappointed that they kind of took him away from Superman, because they're never going to find Christopher Reeve again, who's probably the greatest Superman. But I think Henry was pretty darn good in his time.
Yeah, and I think that he is the absolute most, like the utmost choice for Bond, because he's British and he's male and he knows how to be in his masculine role.
By the way, you're an actress as well. So how did you get into acting as well?
Well, I've always acted in primarily like theater productions when I was growing up, and also in high school and in college, but also just being an artist myself. I think acting came with the territory, and you just know whether you have a natural knack for it or not. And then I was in, I've done some acting courses, acting classes with different programs in both LA and New York and in Miami. And then I filmed a sci-fi thriller movie in Boston several years ago. And then I was also in a pilot called Cherry Picker, and now in another pilot with the same content creator. My name was Sarah DiPaggio. I was in his latest pilot called Burning Bridges. So, and I think just naturally I have that acting streak. I just feel like I do. And that's not me being boastful. It's just me confidently knowing the assets that I have.
Well, anytime you're in the entertainment industry as an actor, singer, in front of people, you have to be confident. You have to believe in yourself too.
Yes.
Gonna put you on the spot here. How would you describe yourself as an actress? And if they did make another James Bond movie, would you be willing to be in it movie? Would you be willing to take a part in that?
Well, I'm gonna work that question backwards and say I would love to be in the movie, in the next Bond movie. I'm going to say that even more loudly and clearly. I would love to be in the next Bond movie. And how would I describe myself as an actress? I think I'd go with Robert De Niro saying, which is talent is in the choices. So you have to know what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. And if you're and you just have to play to your strengths. And but also, if you're given a role that will challenge you, just make sure that it challenges you to grow and that it's not challenging to your detriment.
I have a viewer watching. He's been on my show as a guest before. His name's Edward Hearn. He's from Southern California. He was in the U.S. military for 20 years. He's now a professional motorcycle rider. So he wants to say hello to you. Nice to see another LA face. And he says, congratulations on License to Thrill, your first album.
Oh, thank you so much.
I had him on my show and we talked for almost 2 hours about his career in the military and also being a professional motorcycle racer as well. And he's a big sports fan, so he's a really good guy too. So.
Oh, good. So he's got some Hot Wheels, you said?
Yes, and I've had a number of guests on from California. I haven't been to California yet, but I feel like I know half the state because I've had a ton of guests on, actors, comedians, musicians, lawyers from California on my show too.
Where are you based?
I'm based near Toronto. I'm just about an hour from Toronto, and about 2 hours from Buffalo. Have you ever been to Canada or Toronto yet?
I've been to Canada, but not Toronto. I haven't been to Toronto yet, but I've heard that it's such a bustling, beautiful city.
It's our version of Los Angeles and New York and Chicago. But if you come to Toronto,
I know, yeah.
take public transit. Toronto is one of the worst cities in North America for traffic.
Oh, okay.
But it's great for music and comedy. So hopefully one day you'll come over here and perform. Now, what part of Canada have you been to so far?
I have been to Whistler. I've been to Vancouver. I've been to Ontario and Quebec.
Did you learn any French when you were in Quebec?
No, I didn't, because I was young. But I did take French when I was in middle school and high school. So, but I need to get back to it because, just because when you're learning a language in high school, you're doing it for the creds. So you're not really enjoying it and applying it in real life. But now I want to get back to it for sure.
I did okay in French in high school, but I would like to learn more of it. And being bilingual is so huge in any career, basically, not just the entertainment industry. But I think if you can speak a second or third language, I think it really helps as well. And you said you went to BC. Did you go there for skiing, by the way?
Not for skiing, but a really kind of historical memory that I have was I was 7 years old, and I remember being on a train ride in Canada, and I remember it being a little bit chilly, but it was like late in August, and my family and I, we were on the train, and right over the intercom is when they announced that Princess Diana had passed away.
That must have been 1997, I believe. 97 or 98. I was about 25 at the time. So, but it was a pretty big deal what happened. It was just tragic as well. BC is one area I have never been to, but they are known for their skiing and stuff like that too. Now, overall, have you performed outside of the States, music-wise so far?
Yes, I have actually. Was it last year or 2024, the year before that, I had 2 shows in Mexico, one in Guadalajara and one in Mexico City. And I've performed outside of the country before, like in the last one before that was in Paris. So and where else? And where else have I performed outside of the state? Yeah, I've performed outside of the U.S. before. I just can't think of it.
What was those experiences like?
Well, in Mexico, it's funny because I flew into Guadalajara, and then I had the show the very next day, and then right from Guadalajara, the next day I flew to Mexico City, and it had been instructed or suggested that if ever I do a show in Mexico City, because I've heard about the high altitude, that it's best that you get there a few days ahead of time to get yourself acclimated if you're doing anything like athletic or even performance. So just from flying into Mexico City, going straight to the hotel, then going to sound check, and then going back to the theater or the arena, of just like throughout the second song, just in the middle of the second song is when I got winded.
Now, Kendra, can you just tell our audience a little bit about yourself, and when did you develop an interest in music and the entertainment industry?
I developed an interest in it like at a very young age, and it's not like I at that young age, at like 4 years old, I'm like, I want to be in the industry. I just knew that I wanted to do something performance related, so I just worked towards that. And I think you may know I was born tone deaf, and I didn't have the skill set to do what I wanted to love to do. But then there was a vocal coach I was introduced to at a very young age, and he was a German opera singer, and he laid down such a great foundation for me to build upon.
Now, Kendra, how did you overcome being tone deaf? And for those people that are watching our show live stream or on audio, can you just explain how you overcame that?
Well, thankfully, I was still very young, and I was like a sponge, and I was, amenable. And this vocal coach that I was introduced to and trained with, he, like I said, he technically built my voice from the ground up. And that's how I overcame it, but still seeing people who are naturally gifted around me in like the same community theaters, or just like community as it was, it affected my self-esteem, because I'm like, I'm over here having to work for it while they just get up there and sing. So overcoming it was and not so much today, but I will say in like the beginning parts of my development and even in my career, it would affect me. Because even when I would be in the studio and, doing harmonies or recording a lead vocal, and the producer would just say, oh, like even if it wasn't, being pitchy wasn't an issue anymore, being told, oh, you're a little bit flat, or you're a little bit sharp, or, you're a little bit pitchy, just hearing those words, like we talk about trigger words today, those were trigger words. So just hearing that a lot was not so much a lot, but whenever I would hear it, it would I would get a little bit discouraged, but then I would just keep going, because my spirit just kept on. My spirit doesn't want me to give up.
For those that are watching this live stream or on audio, and they're looking to get into the music industry as a singer or a songwriter, or even behind the scenes, what advice would you give to those people from your experience so far in your career?
Some advice that I would give would be finding the right people to work with. Like, you have to be comfortable working with people, because if it's just not gelling, your body's going to keep the score, your voice is going to keep the score, your mentality is going to keep the score. So you want to have a circle of people around you that are supportive and uplifting, and actually can carry out your narrative and your message, and not a narrative or a message that's of industry standard.
How important is it finding the right agent, manager, and also vocal coach too?
Finding a vocal coach, Well, for me, it's been a process finding, but the one that I have right now, Julie Miranda, he's wonderful. I've also had the pleasure working with Beth Cohen. I've had the pleasure working with Aaron Hagen, and also my original operatic coach, Gisbert Hoyer. And as far as manager or agent, I've never had a manager. I've never had an agent. Everything has been independently executed and independently sought after, and opened and closed. So, but yeah, as far as agents and managers go, it's so important to stay independent as long as possible, until you get to the point where you're like, I need someone to manage this because I can't do it.
By the way, I want to say thank you to Kelly Bennett, who reached out on your behalf about coming on tonight. So I want to give a shout out to Kelly Bennett. Can you just tell us a little bit about Kelly Bennett and how you ended up meeting her and connecting with her?
I met Kelly Bennett through someone that I was, seeking answers from in Vegas. I was with a publicist that I just was not gelling with professionally, and he introduced me to Kelly. He said, I know someone who you'll be more aligned with, and that's how we met.
And that's important, to make sure you surround yourself with the right people and are aligned with people as well.
Yes.
And obviously, yes, connections and networking is huge as well, especially in the music industry too.
Mm-hmm. It is very important.
Who were some of your early influences in the music world in terms of both female and male artists?
Andrea Bocelli for sure. Sarah Brightman, Frank Sinatra, Billie Holiday, Celine Dion, Barbra Streisand. Those are my first and foremost. Oh, and like Michael Crawford, and some of the other Broadway stars at the time. Whitney Houston. Those were my first musical inspirations starting out.
I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Frank Sinatra. If there's one song of his particular, which one is your favorite and favorite to perform?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I did a cover of Witchcraft. And it was produced by Myron McKinley and Ralph Johnson from Earth, Wind, and Fire. And Myron McKinley actually is the main producer on License to Thrill. So we did a cover of that, and it actually, Witchcraft won the Hollywood Independent Music Award in 2023.
Congratulations. And what was it like winning that award?
I had no idea it was coming, because I wasn't expecting it. You go into these award ceremonies and you go in there like 50-50. You're like, okay, if I win, I'm going to have something prepared, like something half prepared, because you don't want to have something fully prepared and then you don't get it, and then you're like, oh, crumple it up and then you throw it away. So, and then I didn't want to go in saying, oh, I'm going to win this thing, because then if you don't, then, or I wanted to go in there with some like humility and say, like, I'm not going to win this, just being lax about it, let it come to me. But I kind of struck a balance between having that confidence and having that humility. But when they announced that Witchcraft won, I went up there and I just remember like not being able to talk, because my heart was like, brum, 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 brum. I was like in my ear. And I even said to the audience, I said, do you guys hear that, or is that only me? I'm like, I'm hearing my heart just like go, brum, brum. And, but it was, yeah, it was a cool experience. So, and then a couple years later, just this past year, my single Body Language won the Hollywood Independent Music Award for Best Dance Record.
And you had over 2 million views. Now, Body Language, what made that song so successful?
Body Language was picked up by like 20 different markets in Asia, and especially in Korea and in China, and it was actually the main song that was played for the Chinese New Year address last year. And I did like a whole address to the people of China, and they played the music video, and just the song itself did very well, especially in Asia, but also I think in general, generally speaking, it did so well because Body Language has many different layers. It has the layer, like the surface layer of body language, just get your body moving, just do like the physical dancing around something. But then you talk about like actual body language, which is the most underrated form of communication today, because so many people use their words, but when you look at how they're standing, how they're sitting, which way their head is tilted, you can tell more about what they're trying to say. So, and it just has like that double entendre, even like triple entendre meaning. And I think that's why it did so well.
Being in the entertainment industry and being a singer, songwriter, and you're getting more successful, how important is it, or how hard is it to keep yourself grounded and just try not to change, become somebody that you're not?
I think it's just it comes down to being a choice. I mean, you have the choice of being affected, or you have the choice of staying grounded. And yeah, like as you get further up and further up, you build more confidence and more esteem, but that should only be beneficial for you or beneficial for someone rather than a detriment.
How important is it to have a strong mindset and a good support system? Because in any career, you're going to get your successes and you're also going to get your no's. And I've had no a lot in the media radio industry, but I don't look at no as a failure. I look at it as a temporary setback.
Right. And I also see it not so much of a setback, but I see it more as like God saying, we're going this way, and then we're going this way, and then we're going this way, and then we're going this way. So, and each no is like, the wind shifting the sails. So having a good mindset is very important with that. And that's something that I've been in the process of doing myself, because as we've known, our world in the last few years has been filled with so much fear, and
doom and gloom.
Yeah, and it's overtaken us, and even on social media, like you see, and that's another part is like it's okay to scroll. Like all these people that are like, so stop scrolling, turn your phone off, moderate. Like it's okay to scroll. Just follow things that are good for you. Just follow things that you like, because that's why they call it a feed, because it's feeding you. So yeah, I especially for me, I've unfollowed some reality star people that I know, just because that's not what I'm going for. They can go for that, but my personal choice is, I'm not here to be a reality star or like an influencer. I'm actually here to be a talented artist. And also just following things that are good, and also just being present too. Being present is so important, and that's something that I have learned and am still learning to do. Because if you focus on the past, you'll be stuck, and if you focus too much on the future, you're gonna get yourself anxious. And having a support system is also so important, and I'm so blessed and grateful that my parents are that for me.
A work-life balance too, because I'm sure you've
Yes.
seen it in your industry. If you don't have a work-life balance, eventually you could burn yourself out and lose that
Mhm.
passion for what you're doing.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, having work-life balance is really important. Also, what I've learned, especially being, in my 20s and trying to get like some of that woo out of my system, I didn't know the importance of, like sacrificing a night out to take care of yourself. Like I was the kind of person that had that FOMO and wanted to be out every single night. But the problem is that if I was out every single night, I wasn't focusing on what I wanted to do. And I wasn't, and, I, and when one does go out, they may put things in their bodies that may, have them sleep later or not feel well the next day. So it's really important. And I think that came with maturity. So now if I'm going out, it's with a purpose. Like if it's a friend's like birthday or a celebration, or there's just like a purpose behind it. Also, I've just enjoyed, I've enjoyed being home more. And I think over the last few years of what we went through, especially during COVID, I think a lot of like the extroverts became more introverts, and then the introverts became extroverts. So I think it like switched or something. But I think now I think things are coming back to like a neutral position. But it did reestablish priorities for sure.
Music is international, and by the way, for a lot of people, music is like therapy. I've had other musicians on, and they say writing a song, performing in front of an audience, it's really therapy to them, and really helps their mental health. And music, certain songs can bring you back to the 70s, 80s, 90s, and sometimes it
I
can also bring
know.
it's very powerful, and sometimes can bring you back to sad moments as well as powerful moments. But music is quite a powerful therapy tool as well.
It is. It is. And I mean, especially with the frequencies and the sound waves, it's really important to also listen to music that will give you those kinds of frequencies. Because I know today, this is not knocking on anything. This is just like an observation. But some of the mainstream songs today, they're the frequencies that are being pumped out are either just very one dimensional, or they can actually be sort of like a dumbing down. But like I said, it's not me knocking on anything. It's just an observation. And I think a lot of people will agree with me on that.
Since we're talking about creativity, do you find creativity in the music industry today is shrinking?
Um, I'd be lying if I said no. Um, I think I think because of CGI and also AI too. Also with technology, I think it's made people it's made people lazier, and technology was designed to make our lives easier, not lazier. But I think the creativity aspect, there just needs to be like a reboot of it. Because either things are created to push an agenda, or things are being recycled. Um, mean, a lot of the movies that are coming out now are kind of recycled concepts. And I think
same with TV as well.
Yeah, same with TV as well. So and also, yeah, I think because of the digital overtake, the ability for the mind to go to that imaginative place is few and far between now. But I think that society is going to get sort of tired of the AI overtake, and they're still gonna want it, but in certain dosages. And I was just having a conversation with actually Kelly about this, because a few days ago, I was at the Italian American Club in Vegas, and I went to a friend's book signing. And after the book signing, I went and said, thank you and bye, and hope to see you at the James Bond album release party on February 15th, which we'll talk about. But then she said, there's actually someone here that was in a Bond movie. And I was like, shut the front door. It's like, and her friend, she told her friend to take me to this lady, and I met, and her name was Pat Gill, and she is from Diamonds Are Forever with Sean Connery himself. And just sitting down with her and talking to her about how things were back in the day. And I've studied and watched things that from back in the day, and I've still so much more to immerse myself in. But what I know, and from what I understand, and what I know is that back in the day, all these actresses and performers and singers, they were training every day. They were taking vocal lessons. They were training to talk, to act, to do this. And so, and also the performance schedule was very much in demand. So even in Vegas, you would have shows at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. You don't see that today. People aren't really in demand and performing so much. And also, if you wanted to socialize, you actually had to show up and go out. Right now, you can just get on a chat thread and socialize that way. But needless to say that back in the day, those people were superhumans, like the Dean Martins, the Sammy Davises, the Frank Sinatras, the Doris Days, the Ginger Rogers, Fred Astaire, Lana Turner. List goes on. Rita Hayworth. List goes on. Marilyn Monroe. The list goes on and on. They were superhumans, and it's because they pulled from here, and they didn't have these or any of these electromagnetic waves to dim that.
What are your thoughts about MTV shutting up after 44 years? Because I remember when it first started up in 1981, it was a huge deal, and it was huge for music. But over the last 10, 15 years, it just seems that they went away from music. And to me, it's kind of sad to see it over after 44 years. And the music industry has changed a lot, even probably in the last 5 years, with social media and all these live streaming platforms. What's your thoughts on the current situation in the music industry?
Well, I didn't know that MTV was shutting up after 40 years. Are they talking about doing that?
They're done. 44 years. They officially closed up.
They're done. Wow.
44-year run is over.
Wow. So. I did not know that. Well, I will say I want to thank them because they have put a few of my music videos on their rotations. But yeah, it, like you said, it was a channel, it was a program for music, music TV, MTV. Sorry, we talked about getting water. Now I'm feeling that desert camel effect. Oh my God.
I can relate. I just did it myself.
But Yeah, with so much of the reality shows being on there, like it was like, where'd you go? I missed you so. Seems like it's been forever since you've been gone. Please come back home.
Now, I grew up in the 70s and it was 8 tracks and vinyl records. Vinyl records are back in, and I wanted to get your thoughts on vinyl records, if you have any plans to put your music on a vinyl record. And also, what are your thoughts on the shrinking CD market? Do you feel the CDs will come back at some point, or you think they're going to go like the 8 tracks and the cassettes?
Vinyl I think is super rad, because it's like a time capsule. Yeah, it's sort of like a keepsake. It's very like antiquated, which I appreciate. And then the CD market, yeah, I don't know about what the CD market is going to turn into. I just know that I have some CDs being made up for License to Thrill, which is a cool thing. But I do plan to do vinyl at some point.
Now, I want to get into your latest single, Golden Eye, which was originally performed by Tina, the legendary late Tina Turner. What was it like performing that song? And I do have it on courtesy of your YouTube channel. And because of Facebook and YouTube, do I have your permission to play your song?
You do. Yes.
Okay, because copyright's huge on these platforms. But we'll play GoldenEye right now. And this was just released, December 2025? You just released this song out, right? GoldenEye?
We released it November 7th.
November 7th? Okay.
Yes.
1 second, we're going to play it right now, and let me know if you can hear the audio. If not, we'll fire the audio guy, which is me.
Okay.
1 second. It's a great song, and everybody in Canada will enjoy this song. Golden Eye by Kendra Erika.
See reflections on the water, more than darkness in the depths. See him surface and never a shadow. On the wind I feel his breath. Golden eye, I found his weakness. Golden eye, he'll do what I please. Golden eye, no time for sweetness, but a bitter kiss will bring him to his knees. You'll never know how I watched you from the shadows as a child. You'll never know how it feels. The tears. See him move through smoke and mirrors. Feel his presence in the crowd. Other girls, they gather around him. If I had him, I wouldn't let him out. Golden eye, not lace or leather. Golden chains, take him to the spot. Golden eye, I'll show him forever. It'll take forever to see what I've got. You'll never know how I watched you from the shadows as a child. You'll never know how it feels. The tears. I found his weakness. Golden eye, he'll do what I please. Golden eye, no time for sweetness, but a bitter kiss will bring him to his knees. Golden eye, not lace or leather. Golden chains, take him to the spot. Golden eye, I'll show him forever. It'll take forever to see what I've got.
That is a great song. A really wonderful job. And I wanted to ask you, how can people follow you on your YouTube channel, and just thoughts on this song and the overall reaction to it, and maybe where you filmed this, obviously in the film location for here.
Well, the song itself, like you said, was originally performed by Tina Turner, and was originally written by Bono and The Edge, and was from the 1995 Bond film called GoldenEye. But for the original song itself is very, it's very big and very Bond-like. But for this restylization, I wanted it to be more like very jazzy and swingy, and sort of like Peggy Lee's Fever, if you will. And I actually filmed this in my hotel room in Vegas when I was staying at the Trump Tower. So we filmed it there, and yeah, just the song itself, I wanted it to be very, like I said, very show-stoppy yet subtle, and still have that that sleek element to it.
I call it the old school element to it.
The old school, yes, I'll go with that too.
I really think you did a terrific job there, and I think you got a beautiful voice. And you also did another song too by the late Laura Branigan, "Self-Control."
I did.
How much did that mean? How much did that mean to do that song from the late legend Laura?
It was yeah, it felt right. It felt right to do. I was originally introduced to the song because I was working with a producer in Nashville. Yeah, like many years ago. His name was Fred Cannon, and he worked for a French label called Carrere Records, and they signed an artist, an Italian pop singer by the name of Raph. And he actually did the song originally and made it big in Italy and in Europe. And then Laura Branigan, then a year later, made it big in the States. When Laura released Self-Control in '84, it went to like number 3 or number 4 on the dance charts. And then down the road a little bit in the future, I did it, and it went to number 1. So
it's amazing. It's an amazing song, and you did a really great job on it.
Thank you. Yeah, and I feel like Laura Branigan and I have a similar like image and presentation, and just a similar sound. And
no, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Unfortunately, Laura Branigan and Whitney Houston passed away much too young.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Laura Branigan was like super young. Yeah. And it was such a freak accident. It was like a brain aneurysm. She just dropped. Crazy.
My favorite songs of hers, obviously Self-Control and Gloria.
Yes.
That's another. It's such a positive, upbeat song, and it's something that you never get out of your head.
I know, and it's used so much in different like movies and TV shows, and it's a classic for sure.
Can you tell us about your upcoming first full-length album, License to Thrill, obviously to honor
Yes.
James Bond, debuting on February 13th, 2026, which isn't far away. Can you tell us a little bit about that? How excited are you about it, and how difficult was it to decide how many songs are going to go on this album?
So I'm gonna do one like this. In a world, recreating my own Don LaFontaine trailer voice. But yeah, in a world, in a Bond world, this album is a journey from all the decades of Bond, from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and today. And I chose the songs accordingly to how they resonated with me. And they were restylized by Myra McKinley and vocally restylized by yours truly. And this is a tribute, a homage, and a love letter to 007.
You going to have any merchandise from this coming out? And is this music going to be available on CD form as well as live streaming platforms?
I believe I'll have some merch. Yeah, definitely. And the album will be able to stream on Spotify and Apple Music, and it will be also available on CDs as well.
Now, you have done an album before, but I believe it was back in 2013. Am I correct?
Yeah, well, 2012. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 2012. But yeah, I was really young. But then when I got more involved in the dance music world, I was just releasing single by single. But so this is my first album after all those years, and it's really cool that it's very concept forward.
How excited for you to see it released on February 13th, which is a month away.
Yes, and it's Friday the 13th. So ding 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 ding.
I gotta ask you this: are you superstitious or non-superstitious?
I mean, okay. I would say like I'm non-superstitious, but at the same time, I think superstition and being superstitious have like the meaning has just kind of like twisted itself over the years. But I just believe in like right timing and right place, and I do believe that certain elements out of our understanding and control can be effective if you know you're aligned with them.
What's your favorite number then? You have a favorite number?
Favorite number 33.
Mine's 19. 33 is a good number.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be 33 this year. So
ironically, that is a perfect age. But I'll tell you this, as soon as you hit 40, it's like someone's got a fast forward remote and they just hit fast forward. It just goes quick.
Oh, does it? Okay.
So 33 is a perfect age. But hey, I want to ask you this too. Since we're talking about superstitions, Stevie Wonder wrote a song about that too. Are you a fan of Stevie Wonder as well?
I am a fan of Stevie Wonder. Don't worry, I'm not going to wave to him like George W. Bush did because I know he won't notice. But no, I love Stevie Wonder for sure.
You have a favorite Stevie Wonder song that you would like to perform or could play one day?
I don't have a favorite of his because he's put out a lot of great stuff, and I really don't have a favorite. It's hard for me to pick favorites. I mean, just put me in a gelato shop and watch me stand there for an hour being like, and watch me sample everything, and then I walk out. I'm like, okay, I've had everything.
Have you been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, Ohio yet?
No, but I would love to do that. I'd love to go see that.
I've been there twice, and it's an amazing experience. And I think you would love it going down there. But go to Cleveland in the summertime. Don't go there in the wintertime.
Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Definitely. But hey, I wanted to ask you this too, since we're bringing this up. Is your License to Thrill release party? Congratulations.
Thank
It's
you.
a showcase in Las Vegas on
Yes.
February 15th, 2026. Is it available only in person, or can the audience watch online, live streaming, or even on TV?
For right now, it'll be only in person, but I do know that we are working on creating a live stream feature for it.
How can people purchase tickets for this event?
You can go to my website at kendraerika.com, or you can go to thespacelv.com and go to the calendar and click on February 15th, and you'll see the License to Thrill show there. And then that's when you can see all the information and get your tickets.
What time is it starting that night?
That night it's starting at 7. And
7,
then the show starts at 8.
So that would be 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock East Coast time.
Yes. So all you night owls, get ready.
I've had guests on from many time zones. So I would tell anyone that you want to go into podcasting or radio, make sure you learn time zones, because every guest I have on, I've had them on from Australia, Switzerland, Germany, the West Coast. So it's important to know the time zones as well with all your guests.
Yes. And even if you're not a night owl and you want to stream the show on February 15th, then it's called Espresso, and you should do it.
I'm going to put you on the spot here. Have you already selected your outfit for this event on February 15th?
That would be outfits, plural.
Outfits.
Yes, I have. I have, yes.
Now, how big is this theater where you're going to be performing? How many people will it hold, and what's the biggest audience you've performed so far live at?
Well, the venue at the space, it holds about 200 people, and we're expecting 200. So, and the largest that I've performed for, it was a venue in New York. Actually, yeah, I've performed at some pretty big venues, like at Club Avalon here in North Hollywood. That was a big crowd. Also in New York for the Pride Month festival, that was a big crowd. It was an outdoor stage. Also at the Meisner Park Amphitheater, that was a big crowd. And also when I performed at the Palacios de los Deportes in Mexico City, that was a huge arena. And also the venue in Guadalajara was a very considerably sized venue as well.
In your opinion, as an artist, singer, songwriter, what makes a good venue?
The sound. The sound, also, I think, also the way that the theater is structured and set up, and whether and the backstage corridors and quarters have to be comfortable in order for me to consider it a good venue, because that's important.
What's been your most memorable, I didn't say favorite, but most memorable venue you've performed at so far in your career?
Most memorable. That's a tough one. That's a tough one, and I can't have an answer for you tonight.
Now I'm going to give you we're going to wrap this up. Are you okay for 5 more minutes? A couple more quick questions.
Sure. Yes.
Okay. How would you describe yourself as a songwriter, and how much have you improved over the years with writing your songs?
Sorry, that was my cat just growled at the other one. I would describe myself as a songwriter. Like I write very differently. I'm not one that keeps like a binder and or like a notebook of things that I bring in to a session. Like I'm not like, here we go, boom, we're gonna write these things. No, I like to live within the moment, and I like to embrace the downloads as they come, so I don't become attached to a concept, and that I just allow for the present. We were talking about being present earlier. I allow for the present to lead the way and to fuel it. And also, when I'm working with somebody, I like to have kind of a meaningful conversation, like a philosophical conversation. So therefore, we can expel those four walls that we need to, that we don't need to feel obliged to create within. We can just create freely and not have to worry about any sensitivities, because how can you communicate yourself properly if you're so concerned about what others think? And now there is a way to say something in a stylistically in a way that's very deliverable, for sure. But it's more important that we have that freedom to create.
Now, as we wrap this up, Edward Hearn has one more quick question for you, if
Okay.
you have time for this. He wants to know, as an actress, how do you approach roles as far as character development and overcoming blocks? Good question.
Yeah. Well, even when I'm doing in my training, even when I'm doing scenes with my acting coach, there have been some scenes where I'm just like, I can't connect to this person. Like I can't do it, or like I'm getting anxious because probably something about it is hitting something within me that I haven't healed yet within myself. But removing those blocks, I think it just goes back to having those smart choices, and like I said, the talent is within the choices that you make, so that you can optimally portray the character and not destroy yourself in the process.
I'm going to put you on the spot with this question here. What's next on your bucket list?
On my bucket list. What's next on the bucket list is, I'd love to do a duet with Andrea Bocelli. So that's on the bucket list. That's like one of the items. So
wanted to ask you this. A lot of your music is solo, but you have done music duet. What's it like working with another partner? How important is it to have good chemistry when you're doing a duet?
It's so important to have that chemistry and that synchronicity. Yeah, I can tell you the last duet that I did has led me to want to just continue being a solo agent, because I just want to focus on my solo career right now. Sure. And be very comfortable with that. And then if a duet comes into play, then it just has to align.
Chemistry and a rapport.
Chemistry, yes.
Chemistry, rapport. Obviously the musical talent, but you also want to have a good connection with that person too.
You do, yes.
What are some fun facts, or one fun fact about Kendra Erika that your fans might not know about you? One fun fact.
One fun
I'll cut it to one.
Fact.
One.
What?
I cut it down to one.
Oh, one. Okay. One fun fact about me is that I remember birthdays Like if you tell me your birthday, I can remember
June
it.
29th, June 29th.
June 29th. Okay, cool. My mom's is the 19th. But yeah, I can remember birthdays. It's an odd savant kind of Rain Man thing that I've got going on.
What's 3 words to describe yourself?
I'd say different, universal, and quietly powerful. That was like 2 words, but I had to bend it a little bit.
I would say passionate too, because just talking to you, I can tell how passionate you are. And you know what? Whatever career you're in, music, acting, radio, media, I think it's important to find your passion. And and I think once you lose that passion, then maybe it's time to move on to something else. But I think it's really important to have passion, because when you do something that you love, it's not really work.
No, it's not. It's funny that you said passion, because I was like, when I hear the word passion, I like envision somebody like a flamenco just being like, I have passion, very, very Latino.
As we wrap this show up, I have a segment called Ask the Host CDP a Question. Do you have a question to put me on the hot seat as we wrap this up?
Do I have a question for you?
Yes. Would you like to ask me one? I have no musical ability. I tried it once in New York and I emptied a bar out. Karaoke.
Summer or winter?
I used to like summer, and I don't mind it if it's in the 70s, but our summers here in Toronto, in the Toronto area in Canada, the last, 5 years, 10 years have really been hot and humid. And to me, I don't mind in the 70s. So I would say right now, if I had a choice between summer and winter, I would go with winter. I actually like winter and fall. Summers, if it's in the 70s, that's fine. I just don't like 90s and 100s and 110 degree temperatures.
Me too. Yeah. I'm originally from South Florida, so I am done with the hot humidity. I am done. Get me away from it.
Do you find LA and California it's not as humid as in Florida?
It's not as humid. No, it's more like a Mediterranean climate, but I will say like it has I think because of certain climate things, I think like it's gotten just like a little bit more humid in the summer, I've realized, but definitely not as humid as Florida. But yeah, I like the Mediterranean. I like the dry. I like the desert. The desert climate is my thing.
Now, Florida had a lot of hurricanes, and LA has earthquakes. So, if you had a choice, would you rather have the hurricanes or the earthquakes?
Hurricanes, because you get a warning.
Earthquakes, you don't. How difficult? How has that? I'm going to reword this. Have you gotten used to them now when they do happen?
You mean earthquakes?
Yes.
Well, the ones that like I've felt, I've just been like, oh, that's interesting. Like they haven't been big ones. But I live in a high rise, so I don't really feel it. But there was one that I saw the building. I could see my unit kind of just like sway a little bit, and I was like, oh, that must have been an earthquake. But yeah, my old place that I lived at. It was like 7 a.m, and I was like still in bed sleeping, and the bed was like rocking a little bit, and I was like, oh, okay, here we go. And then there was one where it was like at 2:00 a.m, and I was like binge watching something, and then I could feel the ground shake a little bit, and at that point I was like, is it me or the wine talking? But then I went on Google and I said earthquake near me, and it, just so happens that there was an earthquake. So
I did a show a year and a half ago with a couple of guys from California, Nino, who's a producer, and Chris Spinelli, who's a comedian and actor. And when we were doing the show, they were at their apartment in LA. They actually had a live earthquake, and it was pretty bad. And I said to them, "You guys didn't lose your power? You're not hurt?" And they're like, "No." So we actually continued the show when they were shaking on their apartment right on the show.
Wow. Yeah. No, it's it's like you get some here and there, but they haven't really been as bad as, some people, as like the earthquakes in in the 1900s, which were really bad. But yeah, I haven't experienced those yet, knock on wood, and cross my fingers.
Kendra, finally, where can our audience follow you on social media, your website, the best way of contacting you, and how can they purchase your merchandise and your music?
You can find me at my website at kendraerika.com, on Instagram at Kendra Erika, Facebook at Kendra Erika Music. You can also find me on TikTok and YouTube. And the album License to Thrill drops February 13th on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, and you can just Google the album and it'll pop up. And we're going to take this shaken and not stirred.
And your one night show is what, February 15th in Las Vegas?
February 15th in Las Vegas at the Space. And you can find tickets on my website at kendraerika.com, or you can go directly to thespacelv.com.
And as we wrap this up, are you working on any more singles right now currently?
I've got a couple more in my arsenal. Yes. So just gonna shoot them out whenever I please,
And hopefully one day you'll be able to perform in Canada too.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Yes.
Well, Kendra, I want to say thank you so much for giving us over an hour of your time. I apologize for keeping you over 45 minutes, but thank you so much. Thank you so much. And continued success in your music career, your songwriting, your acting career, and would like to have you come back on again as a guest again in the future, and maybe talk a little more about your acting career, and maybe if you got plans for a book or a future podcast show yourself.
Oh, well, yeah, that would be wonderful. I would love to come back and talk about what's going on in that time in the future. And yeah, it's been such a pleasure tonight. Thank you.
Well, please say thank you to Kelly Bennett for arranging this. I know I really appreciate that. Yes, and booking guests. I wear a hat, but I wear 10 different hats. So it was nice when Kelly reached out to me, and as soon as she gave me your information, I looked at it. I'm like, wow, this is really impressive. And thank you for considering me, and to Kelly as well. And continued success. And I don't have a CD player here, so I'll have to make sure I get your music on Spotify or iTunes. I think you have a wonderful voice and you're very talented. And I'm so happy that you came on here, and continued success, Kendra. Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless.
Have a good night, and we'll talk to you soon, okay? And I will send all the links to Kelly's email, and she can forward it to you as well. And I will tag you in on social media.
Okay, awesome. Thank you
so much. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you soon.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, everybody, that wraps up season 12, episode 43, overall 648 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, hosted by yours truly, Chris Pame, and brought to you by our friends at Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership, located at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Mall. Check out their website, barrycullen.com. And as we wrap up this show, guys, I have another announcement to make. And it is my next Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. Again, brought to you and sponsored by barrycullen.com on Thursday, January 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern, with my special special guest, Coach D. Coach D is the founder of Rewired Institute and a nervous system in identifying rewiring coach who helps people break generational patterns that inside alone haven't been able to change. So again, tomorrow night, Thursday, January 15th, 7 p.m. with special guest Coach D, the founder of Rewired Institute. And then Friday, January 16th, 7 p.m. Friday, January 16th, 7 p.m. I have 2024 Grey Cup champion and wide receiver number 83 from the Toronto Argonauts, David Ungura, on our show as well. David's going to talk about his football career in the CFL and his career year with the Argos in 25 and some of the football camps that he is doing in the offseason as well. So Friday, David Ungura from the Toronto Argonauts will be on to talk a little bit about his football career in the CFL and his football camps as well. So if you're a fan of the Toronto Argonauts, David Ungura, check out Live with CDP Sports Entertainment Talk Show this Friday, January 16th at 7 p.m. And I am working on more great guests and shows next week as well. And again, I want to say thank you to my guest tonight, Kendra Erika, an acclaimed singer, songwriter, and actress, and she just released her latest song, Golden Eye, tribute to the James Bond movies, and her first album will be out on February 13th. The album is called License to Thrill, and she is doing a one-night show only in Las Vegas on February 15th at 8 p.m. as well. I will leave all her social media sites on the graphics and tickers as we wrap up this show as well. And as we wrap up this show, guys, right now, you can follow Kendra on these social media platforms, KendraErika.com. She's on Linktree, Kendra Erika Music, YouTube channel at Kendra Erika, and she's also on X, Kendra Erika as well. Speaking of Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership, right now, Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership is your go-to service center this winter. A no charge, that's right, a no charge 12-volt battery test. Plus, you can receive a $20 instant rebate if you need a new battery, located at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Again, Barry Cullen Chevrolet is a proud sponsor and advertiser of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. If you'd like a personalized video message from yours truly, CDP, go to cameo.com, type in Chris Palme, and book your cameo today. You can now follow this content creator on Blue Sky Social. Blue Sky Social is what Twitter X used to be, at Live with CDP 19, at Live with CDP 19 on Blue Sky Social. If you're looking to adopt a pet, check out the Cambridge and District Humane Society at 1650 Dunbar Road in Cambridge, Ontario. Telephone number 519-623-7722, extension 0, or visit their website, CambridgeHumaneSociety.org. All the pets and all the pets and animals that are up for adoption, their profiles, their information are on CambridgeHumaneSociety.org, and they also have an Amazon wish list. So if you'd like to support and contribute to the Cambridge Humane Society, check out their Amazon wish list as well. And they had a couple dogs go home today, Molly and Dieter, and hopefully we can get Christopher and Daisy, who have been down at the shelter a while now, adopted as well. So if you're looking to adopt a pet, please consider the Cambridge District Humane Society, again, located right across from the Cambridge Centre Mall at 1650 Dunbar Road in Cambridge, Ontario. A big shout out to Michelle Glatley and the staff at the Cambridge District Humane Society, where I am a volunteer twice a week walking dogs, and I also do some fundraisers for them as well. And if you're looking for a calendar, they still have 2026 Cambridge District Humane Society calendars for $10. Make sure you grab one at the Humane Society at 1650 Dunbar Road in Cambridge. As we wrap up this show, guys, Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show again is live streamed on these platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X, Twitch, LinkedIn, and now available on Instagram. And I am working on getting this show on TikTok as well for a seventh platform as well. You can check out my website at beacons.ai/Chris D. Palme. You can also follow this full-time content creator on TikTok at Chris Pame. I want to say thank you to my 1,500 plus followers, and I do post a lot of content there. So check me out on TikTok at Chris Pame. Make sure you follow, like, and share. StreamYard is the official live stream provider of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. If you're into webinars, live streaming, podcasting, check out StreamYard.com. They have basic free plans, paid professional plans like I do, or if you're a business that does a lot of webinars or live streaming, contact them at StreamYard.com and their sales department for pricing as well. Yours truly has been with StreamYard now for 5 years. And I give them a big thumb up. So if you're looking to do a podcast or a webinars, consider StreamYard.com. Finally, guys, Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. The audio version is on these platforms: iHeart Radio, Amazon Music, Spotify for podcasters, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Casts, Spotify, Castbox, LinkedIn, Pandora, Tuned In, YouTube Music, Good Pods. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share. And I currently have 71 countries around the world listening to this show. So thank you, everyone, for subscribing, liking, and sharing and listening to this show on these audio platforms. Finally, guys, you can email the show Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show at cpame19@gmail.com. Any comments, questions, suggestions, feedback would be greatly appreciated. And also, if you'd like to contribute to my YouTube channel and my media work, you really like the media content I produce, you can contribute by PayPaling. I am on PayPal at Chris Pame on PayPal.com, or if you don't want to do PayPal, I am on Cameo if you'd like to request a personalized video, and I only charge, I think, $6 for a personalized video message. So if you'd like a Cameo or contribute through PayPal, that would be greatly appreciated, by the way. It would help me support my media work, which I love doing, and getting amazing, great guests. Finally, guys, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, X, Threads, Instagram, LinkedIn, Blue Sky, everywhere except Snapchat. And remember to subscribe, like, and share to my YouTube channel, Chris Pame Live with CDP Talk Show. And thank you to my subscribers. And I've reached 605,000 views now. So thank you so much for watching this show on my YouTube channel and my YouTube shorts as well. And I've got more great content coming as well. And that is about it for tonight's show, guys. Again, I want to say thank you to my special guest, Kendra Erika, an acclaimed singer, songwriter, and actress. Please check out her social media sites and her website and her latest song, Golden Eye, as well. And I want to say thank you to her PR person, Kelly Bennett, for emailing and reaching out to me about getting Kendra on our show tonight as well. Again, I want to say thank you to everyone watching this live stream, also on my audio platforms, and to Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership here in Guelph. I hope everybody has a great night, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night, Thursday, January 15th, 7 p.m. with special guest Coach D, a wellness coach and the founder of her own business. And we're going to talk about wellness, being a wellness coach, and she's also into sports as well. So check out Live with CDP tomorrow again at 7 p.m. with my special guest, Coach D. And then Friday, 7 o'clock with wide receiver number 83, David Ungerer from the CFL's Toronto Argonauts. Have a good night, everybody, and thanks for watching and listening to Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership here in Guelph and hosted by yours truly, Chris Pame. Have a good night, everybody.